Hello, everyone. This is Becoming Bioquantum with Jules and Leanne. And today we are going to talk about telomeres. As you may all know, Jules and I are biohackers, and we're constantly testing the limits of what our bodies are capable of doing and activating that 100% human potential. But as a little prelude, I just want to remind everyone, we are not scientists. We are not experts. We are just simply sharing our personal experience as biohackers and believers in our capabilities as human beings. So today we're going to share some of our discoveries along our journey into becoming bioquantum. And maybe I'll have Jules just start off a little bit with what is a telomere in the first place and why we're looking at this.
I love this. So one of the things that we know about telomeres is you can see them, you have these chromosomes that are those little X things. And at the end, they have caps, and those are your telomeres. And every time that, yeah, perfect. There's the picture of it. So every time your cell divides, the caps, you can see them start to fray, and they like to kind of compare it to the end of a shoelace where the little plastic parts will start to fray over time. And when that starts to happen, the cell stops dividing the way that it did when it was 100%. And so we can look at methylation, we can look at the zombie cells, we can look at aging, we can look at disease. All of those things are connected to telomere length. But what's really exciting is that we can actually extend our telomere length. So even if they start to fray and we start actively doing things like taking the particle accelerator, doing the TNT coding, and looking at how we're holding consciousness, how happy we are, how much cortisol is being released into our bodies. All of these things contribute to how fast our telomeres shorten, but it also contributes to how quickly they can lengthen. And that's what we're proving, is that adding the DMT coding and the particle accelerator, the scalar 33 Ormus, I can say those are the three things that I have added into my life in this last year. And we'll talk about what that's done for me, but it's going to blow your mind.
I love that. Thank you, Jules. And what blew my mind, honestly, was how capable our bodies are and how intelligent they are. And we even go as far as to say the most sophisticated operating system on this planet is our body. And so this is what happened with us when we sent off our blood samples to True Diagnostics. I actually received my results first, and when I logged on, I called Jules right away, and just to replay it, I'm like, Jules, you'll never guess. My telomere age is that of a 30-year-old, and I'll say my chronicle age is 46, so that is a huge jump. It was my first time ever doing these test results, and I was curious because Jules had actually done it a year prior, and hers were showing, I think it was the age of 30. 37. Okay, so this is where it gets exciting, because Jules then does it a year later after introducing all these other elements into her lifestyle and tools and tricks. And so when she called me, Jules, should I just go ahead and say what happened?
Okay, but first I have to say,
Yeah,
when
go.
when Leanne called, I was literally like, ooh, pressure is on. I literally was like, oh my gosh, that is so good. And I was a little nervous. I was like, oh my gosh, like that is amazing. And okay, but
Yeah.
when I got my test, I have to say, first of all, it took a really, really long time to get mine back. So I was sitting in what yours was and why isn't mine coming back? And then it kept, I saw it and it finally went to, okay, the results are in. And then all of a sudden it went back to that they were testing it again. I was like, why why are they testing it again? Well, now I'll let you, if you want to be the one.
I'll take over because it was just so much fun. I was actually just lounging on my couch reading a book, and I get a call from her, and actually she just sent me the results, which kind of look like this. So she sent me a PDF version on the phone, and her telomere age. Listen, 19. So since then, like that's her. I call her 19. Okay, 19. So anyways, I don't know if you guys find this incredible, but I truly do find this incredible. It just shows how amazing our bodies are, how capable they are, and what this means for the future of humanity and our overall well-being. If she can go from whatever her chronicle age is to 37 to 19, that's amazing.
And I don't normally talk about my chronicle age, but I think it's time. I actually thought about this in the car when I was just coming home from the gym. And I was talking to one of our Aubriana. She's taking over, kind of running Eternal Gold, and definitely check out her work. She's amazing. But we were talking about like what our three favorite things are, and I started singing the Mary Poppins song of, oh, these are my few of my favorite things. And I was like, gosh, does she even know who Mary Poppins is? Because I went into this age thing, and it was the craziest thing, because all of a sudden I felt like I was hundreds of years old, and that the way that I saw aging completely shifted, because it was I was so knowledgeable, and the age is actually an absorption of knowledge, and it's an absorption of becoming that quantum body and the intelligence that's held there. And there was no timeline around that, because it was just a basic experience of the intelligence creating knowledge. And not to be weird about it, but then I kind of thought, well, that must be what it would be like to be a vampire. Not that I'm going to be a bloodsucker, but just that kind of mentality, how they just live over all of these centuries and have gone through all of these different experiences of what it would be to be human. And then here we are moving into the bioquantum body, where we're actually shifting what it is to even be in a body into something different. And I just got really excited about that. So
Well,
go ahead.
yeah, I love that you said that, because the wisdom is truly there and it is accessible at any age. If you can hold a certain frequency and tap into that 0 point field or 963 hertz, you do have access to so much information. And that's what came through as you were speaking, Jules, because it is a unique experience that's available for everyone. That's how people get these divine hits and inspiration that propel them to create these wonderful experiences.
I absolutely love that. And what's coming to me is, so with the telomere length, it shows you how long. So in the test, I don't know if you can show where it says, shows you on your test, but you'll see that to be 100% telomere length is an 8.
Right here.
So there it is. So hers is a little over the 7, and you'll see the 8. So, and then it also shows where you are compared to other people in your chronicle age. What I found really fascinating is that what made that big of a difference, and it wasn't even actually a year. I think it was like 10 and a half months, that it went up that far. So I don't remember what my percentage was, but now I'm at like 98.9 percentile in telomere length. We can get to 100. I know that we can. And I mean, if we can make that big of a difference in not even a year, it's like we're really becoming unstoppable. And it kind of blows my mind a little bit. And then the other thing that this test shows you is your pace of aging. So it's based on a year, And so, obviously most people are pacing when they age a year that they age a year, right? Like, so every year they age a year. Well, what this is showing is that we can actually slow down to where every year that passes, we may only age 10 months. So that's what my age pace of aging is. And right now, the lowest pace of aging, I believe, is a 6, meaning that they're aging 6 months for every year. So that's another goal of mine, is to get mine down to at least the 6. And so in this 10 months, I went down another 0.5, which would be approximately 20 days per year. And I did that in 10 and a half months. So this is what we're showing is possible. And again, well, what am I doing differently? Because that's the first thing I thought. I was like, gosh, like I almost felt like it was fake. It was, how could it be this much? And what am I doing differently? Because I've always worked out, I've always eaten healthy. And the only thing new I've introduced in this last year, because it just came through in this last year, was the particle accelerator and the DMT codes. I believe that's it, because I've always used the Ormus.
Okay, well, I have to add something because Jules definitely has a really clean lifestyle. I am not that person. I'm the first person to say it. I love my chocolate. I love my chips. I love a glass of wine every once in a while. And now I don't draw to that as much as I used to. But I am proof that you can do less healthy things and start to shift. And as I started to raise in frequency, I didn't go to those things anymore because I just didn't resonate with it anymore. So if I can have a shift, maybe not the same shift as Jules had because of her lifestyle, but it's just proof that you can do it from whatever your baseline is.
You know what I find really interesting about what you just said is that the first time I took the test, my lifestyle was really healthy and I was eating really healthy, and it was still higher than what yours is. So I think there's a reflection there as well, because in this last year, you also introduced the supplement and the DMT codes.
Oh, I swear the supplement is what shifted me the biggest. I did the biggest jump with that. I know it. I feel it inside my body.
It's one of those things, it's like, will we ever know?
I don't
Right?
know.
But I think what the point of all of this is that now we're monitoring this. We're doing things to see, like, I don't want to just talk about what we're feeling and what we're experiencing. I mean, all of that is so relevant, and I feel amazing. But when you can start to prove what it's doing biologically, I feel like we just up the game here. And I hope everybody feels that way as well. That really is the invitation here, is for those of you that like to have the lab test and the kind of proof. I hope that this is something for you. I mean, I don't know what else that we can really do, but I think this is a start.
Yes, I agree with that. We challenge you, if this speaks to you, if this lights you up, to challenge your biology and have it show you what it is capable of. And if you choose to follow some of our lifestyle tips, and it helps you have a better or healthier human experience, then yay for everybody, win-win.
I love that. You know what we'll do as well is, in the link below, we'll put True Diagnostic link there. So if you're interested in getting your own telomeres tested, you could do that. I can tell you the test that we took was I think it's like 200 and something dollars. So you'll go in and you'll see that there's a couple of different tests. The test I did a year ago, I believe, was the bigger test. So kind of play with whatever feels fun for you. I think doing the telomere test with the pace of aging is a great start. And then if you kind of dive in and you become more interested in what the other markers are, there is a bigger, more expensive test to look at. All right, my lovelies. Well, this was a lot of fun. I hope that you are feeling inspired. And thank you, Leanne, for sharing your results. And it is a place of vulnerability. So we hope that you all feel our vulnerability. And we're just sending you so much love.
Thank you.